What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And this will probably be one of my worst videos in a while because nobody gives a shit about this truck. But we know that it's coming. And the Ram REV, that is the rebadged, renamed truck that used to be the all-electric, but has now got a 3.6 Pentastar generator in the front, is coming. And the production-esque, like these look like these are finished models that have been out on the road. In fact, some of them have been all over the fucking country, according to the stickers. It's coming. And we're going to show it to you right after this. Before we get back into the video, I want to thank Delete Me for sponsoring today's video. If you're into cars, you've probably already pretty good about maintenance. You change your oil, you rotate your tires, you keep up with recalls, and you fix small issues before they become expensive ones. Tell me how I know. I think online privacy is a lot like preventative maintenance on your cars, right? Most people don't realize how much personal information is floating around online, right? Until something happens, whether it's identity theft, scam calls. You ever get those, I'm calling you about your extended warranty. You get phishing attempts, or simply discovering that your home address and phone number are publicly searchable, which is kind of concerning. So Delete Me helps by finding your information on hundreds of data broker sites and people search websites, right? They submit removal requests on your behalf, saving you all kinds of time and continuing to monitor over time. So if your information shows up again, they work to remove it again. So here's my latest report. I'm going to cut to it so you can see it from Delete Me. So it's one of those things that isn't very exciting to think about, but it's something I'm glad someone else is handling for me. It saves me a ton of time and also keeps my personal information off the internet, which is huge. If you want to clean up what's out there on you, go to joindeleteme.com/TK Garage and use code TK Garage at checkout for 20% off. You can also use the QR code that you see on the screen for the entire time to get you over there as well. Now, let's get back to it. Major sponsors, major shout out to our sponsors over at Delete Me. I know they're going to laugh and be like, why'd you put us in such a shit video? But, you know, I have to put them in somewhere, man. And maybe this video is going to do better than I expect, but I don't think so. Anywho's, up on the screen here, you probably see these. I'll probably put them, stack them, right? But these are the Ram REV. This is the not fully electric truck anymore. It's electric with a gas generator, 3.6 Pentastar engine that they claim will get somewhere around 700 plus miles to a full charge with fuel with the generator. Now, what I find interesting about this is we also had a leak yesterday that came out that talked about the 5.2 liter Hemi, but it also talked recently about an 800 volt architecture system. Now, we know that that was supposed to be for the Banshee. Now that we know that companies like Hyundai and Kia and some other ones are coming out with that terms sort of system, which gives you better range, better efficiency, all of that stuff, it doesn't make sense to me to see Ram drop a 400 volt system on this truck. I think it's been pushed back as much as it has, as has the Wagoneer electric version, because I think they are going to do that 800 volt system and they're going to leave the 400 volt system for the shit that doesn't sell anyway in the Charger. Now, how good is this system? Well, as you can see in one of these images, and you can pause the video and zoom in on it, this truck, at least the black one, has been every fucking where. It's got so many state park stickers on, and federal park stickers on the back. I see Mount Zion on that bitch. That means they were out here in Utah with it. And this picture was taken in Detroit. So it's been, now, could they be shipping this thing around the country to go to Staples? Sure they could, right? But more than likely, this is probably a test truck that they've been driving coast to coast and really pushing it, which I will say, you know, if Nick at Ram sees this video, they know I do a lot of coast to coast driving. Send me one, because I'm not going to bullshit you. I will tell you immediately if it's trash. And I do have access to the Tesla supercharging network with experimental vehicles. That said, that would be the only way I could drive that truck. I mean, I know it's got a 700-mile range, allegedly, but EV range is all scam. I've never had a car that says, oh, it gets... That's not true. I've had one. I've never had a vehicle that's an EV that gets the range that it claims, and that includes my BMWs. My i4 sucked ass. The iX that I rented for a while, trash. The i3, it had a Rex. I didn't care. You know, just like the new truck. That's why I think it's going to work. I drove an i3 across the country. Don't do that, by the way. Fucking disaster. I will tell you, the Silverado, I think, is the EV, is the only one that I've ever driven. And I'm sure the Hummer's probably the same way, right? Same truck, basically. The Silverado EV from Chevy is the only thing I've ever driven that claims a range and either meets that or exceeds it. And in my case, it exceeded what it claimed for range in the time that I was driving it. And shout out to GM. I don't know why GM even provided me with that truck. I mean, I'd be cooking their damn CEO like fried chicken. But maybe they were like, let's give this to somebody who... let's give this to somebody who really doesn't like us anyway and see how it goes. Anywho's, this thing is coming. It would not surprise me if they bring it to Roadkill Nights. If it does have the 800-volt system, it's probably going to be a truck, and it's going to be fast. It's probably going to be a truck, and it's probably going to be fast because of the electric, right? So it wouldn't surprise me to see if they do any pulls with that thing at Roadkill or something else. But that's not what it's designed for. It's designed to be a pickup truck that's an actual EV that's actually usable. Because we know when you're towing and shit that the range rapidly drops. And that's what I want to know about it. I want to get into it, and I want to drive it from Las Vegas to Mississippi. I want to drive it from Las Vegas to North Carolina or Las Vegas to Key West and see if it's really that much of a fucking inconvenience to drive an electric powered truck with a generator. You know, for those that have been following me for over 10 years, you guys remember back in, what was it, 2016? Or no, it wasn't that long. It was 2019? Maybe it was 2019. I think that is, no. It was before that, 2017, somewhere around that range. I ended up driving BMW gave me a BMW i3, and it had the Rex, right? We unlocked it for the European spec, so I got the full 2 gallons of gas. And then I put a which is super dangerous, I know. I put a 2-gallon gas can in the front, because there's areas when you're driving across the country where there ain't a lot of gas stations. So, and believe me, that gas can came in handy, because with the Rex did run out of gas. But there wasn't any charging stations either. I charged it once in Miami, once in, I think, Daytona Beach at a BMW dealership, once in Jacksonville, and I was on the Rex in between those. And then the next electric charger I didn't hit until Albuquerque, New Mexico. That means I drove that i3 from Jacksonville, Florida to New Mexico on a itty-bitty motorcycle engine that's supposed to just power. Which, by the way, when I'm going up mountains and shit, I couldn't get up above 40 miles an hour because there wasn't enough, the generator wasn't generating enough power for the battery to keep it up. Yes, it was extremely dangerous. It was extremely stupid. And I never recommend anybody to do that, ever. But I did it. The videos are up on Auto Intel Daily on the other car channel if you want to go see that. Needless to say, I don't think the Ram REV is going to have that issue. Being that it has the range that it has, I mean, the i3 had a 80-mile range, 90-mile range at full charge with a Rex that got me another 50. So we're talking apples and oranges here. But I think if it's able to accomplish 250 miles on an electric charge, let's say 300, and it gets another 150 or 200 miles out of the Rex in terms of charging it, then I think that's a win. I think even at 500 miles of range, that truck could somebody's going to buy it. Somebody definitely will buy it. We'll see. I'm not that interested in it. I don't think I'm going to spend my money on something like that. But who knows? Maybe it blows me away. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. As always, stay petty, my friends.